And today, folks, I've got a real treat for you. Now, I keep bringing in all these winners. I met this guy and thought, man, let's interview a loser. You know why? Because he freaking lost an 8-figure company. He's currently building it back, and I wanted to pick your ass apart because guess what, folks? We can learn from people that did it and people that fucked it all up, like me. That's why I can fucking help people so much. Because, dude, we've learned some shit the hard way, haven't we? How'd you lose an 8-figure company?
Highly leveraged.
Highly leveraged.
That's it.
That was it, though?
I mean, we had
too big for your britches?
It wasn't. It was actually a well-oiled machine. It was running very smooth.
When you say 8 figures, I mean, that could be 10 million. That could be 90 million.
It was closer to 15 million.
Okay, that's a good-sized company, though. What kind of net?
Flipping. So we were netting about 20 to 30%.
Nice. So you're making 4 or 5 mil a year. By the way, folks, for those of you that don't know, that's what you call comfy, real comfy.
Yes. We were on track to net that. Okay, so I'm gonna be clear.
Projecting.
It was projected, right?
Okay.
But we had already made a.
Hold on. Projecting means they didn't actually make it. So what
we were halfway.
So you were making what?
We were making $200,000-$300,000 a month.
Net in your pocket?
Yeah, net.
Okay, so folks, that's what you call comfy.
Yeah.
Real comfy.
Yeah.
You were comfy.
I don't know if I was comfy, Brad, because I never saw myself rich.
Is $200,000 a month net in your pocket, quote unquote, rich?
Is possibly, yeah. I mean, if you're making more than $1 million a year, I guess that's what they classify as a rich person.
Not me. I call that comfy.
Yeah. See, we got there. We didn't even know we got there.
Yeah, but that's because you expected more. You didn't want to be comfy. You wanted to be rich. Rich to me is like you got 10 million plus. Who wants to be a fucking single-digit millionaire anymore?
Nobody.
Like, dude, that ain't an achievement in my book. That's like expected.
It's not enough.
You ever hear that saying? It doesn't matter if you came from a poor family, but you better not motherfucking leave one.
Mm-hmm. Or stay there.
That's right. Well, just leave one, dude. Your job is to fucking leave your family rich.
That's it. That's
why I'd be pissed if I was old Warren Buffett's kid.
Yeah, well.
Some bitch says he ain't going to leave his kids. It's like, what? You dick.
A lot of those guys
You're going to make me go build it all?
A lot of those guys are doing that. And
yeah, that's stupid. I understand, they say they will be spoiled. Well, not if you raise them right. You can raise them right with money, can't you? And besides that, raise them right and then leave them a bunch of money when you die. But, dude, what are you going to do with your money when you die?
Nothing. I actually do it all.
You ain't got no kids?
I do. I give it all to them in life, actually.
Well, yeah, that's even better. But when you die, who gets all your money? Who gets all your homes and shit?
They get all that shit.
Not your wife, if she survives you?
She does, absolutely.
What if you both go down in a fiery plane crash?
That's all stated on a living trust, so it's all going to my kids.
See, there you go, dude. That's what I'm talking about. Leave that shit to your kids, folks. Quit being greedy. Quit trying to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Philanthropic or no, it's like, what's the word I'm looking for?
I think a lot of those guys that do that, they just want their kids to go replicate what they did on their own for some fucking reason. I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, I don't blame people for saying I don't want my kid to turn out to be a dipshit because I gave him a bunch of money. True, but don't let your kid be a dipshit before you die. And then if you die and you leave them a bunch of money, you're dead. Who cares? But let them learn. They'll learn. Guess what? You can learn from losing 8 figures just like you can learn from earning 8 figures.
But the kid is going to be a dipshit if they are raised the wrong way.
That's right.
Right? Education starts at home.
That's right.
That's it. So if you raise them to be a dipshit, that's what they're going to be, with or without money.
Hey, so let's go back to how'd you lose an 8-figure company, dude? You must have failed to launch.
It wasn't 100% bulletproof, I would say, right? So
you said you were leveraged. What happened?
I was highly leveraged. It was all built on private money and loans and things of that nature, right? And in 2017, sometime around August, is when Hurricane Harvey hit. we had built multiple businesses. So we were fully integrated. We were buying houses, flipping them, but we also had the general contracting company. That way we could.
So you were triple dipping.
Yes. Yeah. We were literally fully integrated, right? So one could not function without the other one, literally. Okay. So because we wanted to be all the way around investors, we want to keep all these properties renting and cash flowing for long term, right? Well, we had this little hurricane that came into Houston in 2017, which for a lot of people was a great thing. For me, it was not. So my 2017 was a lot of people's 2008. We lost all of our contractors overnight, literally. And now we were dead in the water with about 47 properties. All these loans are in place, and we're just putting money out to keep our lenders happy. But that just...
No one was paying their rent?
Well, these houses were being fixed. We were flipping them. You see, the rental houses don't make enough money to cover these flips. See, a rental home will make you $400, $500, $600 a month, okay? A flip is double or triple the payment of a rental house. So you have to have almost 3 or 4 times the amount of properties that you're actually flipping at the time in order so Peter can pay Paul. And that was not our case. We had a lot of rentals, but that little $400, $500 cash flow was not enough to counteract the blood shit we had going out of our bank accounts paying all these loans.
Dude, if you had to be one, who would you be, Peter or Paul?
Paul is the guy receiving, I guess.
I always tell that to people, man. First of all, I'd never want to be a Peter.
Yeah.
Secondly, like if you're going to be one of them, be Paul.
Yeah, he's the guy receiving.
Everybody's stealing from fucking Peter to pay
Peter.
you.
That's it.
As long as you're getting paid.
That was my lenders. They were getting paid, right? So we kept that as much as we could until one day we had to say, look, guys, we have no more money. And we're out. Like,
what'd your lenders say?
Work with us. Most of them work with us. They understood.
Because of the hurricane.
Yeah, they knew this thing got out of control.
So what happens when the old COVID smashed you up against the nutsack?
COVID was different. Because one thing I learned was, so I got these 3 different lanes. I had the acquisitions lane, which is our wholesaling business, is our main lane now. Our lead generation business, right? And then we had the flipping business, which was highly leveraged. And then the general contracting people, which was highly, I guess, dependent on people. And that was hard to control because they can all quit overnight and disappear. So what I did,
unreliable.
It's hard,
No training system in place.
We did have
liability up the yin yang.
Look, we had training systems in place, actually.
Look, I'm a Pat Hilton. Hello, everybody.
So one thing I didn't want to do is I didn't want to have something that I had to manage a lot of people because of, having a high turnaround. I didn't want to go be highly leveraged again. So
Why? Because you got your ass handed to you once?
Absolutely.
See, does that scare you, or are you willing to be highly leveraged?
It doesn't scare me, but I have to focus on stacking paper first before I go leverage myself.
Now, again, I might disagree with that. Why? Well, because, dude, you were making 8 figures highly leveraged. If that shit didn't happen, you did it right, bro. The leverage wasn't the problem. The fucking hurricane was the problem.
It was.
Okay, so go out, freaking expose the narns, and freaking let's roll.
It was, but let me explain a little bit more in depth, right? So let's say I buy more properties free and clear.
Yeah.
Like I just grab my money and I park it on houses, right?
Yep.
Now I don't have a loan on that property. My only liability is the tax liability and the insurance for the property, correct?
Yeah, but you depends on the ROI.
Well, the ROI, where I invest, the ROIs are great.
What are they?
12%, 15%.
A year?
Absolutely.
I can do that a quarter.
Yeah, I mean, that's on your lane. My lane is real estate, right?
I know, but like, dude, why not leverage someone else's money at 2% and go make 12% and then just net 10%?
Don't disagree there.
And then you have unlimited because your money's limited.
I agree. I agree, but
I think you got kicked in the balls so hard when you lost your 8 figures that you're like not willing to get leveraged again. And I would just I would just submit.
I would say
that
not
you
yet.
Consider it.
I would say not yet. Okay,
Why?
Because I want to build something that is a little bit more bulletproof.
You're a little more cautious this time.
Absolutely, I have to be.
See, I know. Well, you don't have to be. That's what I'm trying to get the bomb squad to understand. Now, there's going to be people listening right now that agrees wholeheartedly with you. And then there's other people that are going to be like, yeah, that's right, Brad. Because guess what? The reason you feel this way is because you got kicked in the fucking ding.
Absolutely, I did.
And it went gulp. And so you're like, holy shit, I better not do that again. Well, maybe. But you focused on the wrong thing. You said you fucked up because you were leveraged. No, sir. You fucked up because a hurricane hit you, which caused the leverage to become the problem.
That is
so
correct.
Now you expecting a hurricane?
Every freaking other year.
No, dude, you need to become the hurricane.
I get it.
Oh, shit, I'm on a roll.
I get it. No, I agree. And that's
Bomb
why
Squad's going, oh, this is good.
That's why we switched to, instead of flipping houses, to flipping paper. Because now the liability is not there anymore. I'm just flipping paper.
Well, again, might be a safer way to go, but it sounds like you're slowly building back.
Not really. We will be probably pretty close to those numbers again in less than a year, maybe a year.
By the way, folks, he's got a lot of shit going on. I'm just trying to paint the picture and map out the story. He's got a lot of shit going on. You got freaking flips happening. You got events going on.
Yeah.
You got podcasts that everyone listens to. You're like the main or one of the shakers and movers in the whole flipping world. At least in Houston.
In Houston, yes. Definitely.
Does everybody know you in Houston?
Yeah.
Do they say
a lot of people know me in Houston? I wouldn't say everybody, but a lot of people do.
Do they give you a nickname out there?
Not that I know of. Maybe I'll find out.
Now, you got an event coming up in Houston, April 30th through May 1st. The Real Estate Entrepreneur Event and Mastermind.
Yes, through May 2nd.
Through May 2nd?
Yeah. Your plane ticket actually says May 2nd. So,
well, again, I confirm 48 hours within the allotted time frame. But no, I'm coming out. I just want to hang out with you guys, smoke cigars, and have fun in Houston.
That's what we're going to do.
But at the end of the day, for people listening, if you guys are into house flipping or real estate investing, or you want to be, you might want to consider getting a ticket to this thing. I'm coming. I know that. So that's worth it just right there. But tell me about the event real quick.
7- and 8-figure operators. Actually, you had one of them here not long ago. Robert Martinez will be there.
Yeah, dude.
Yep.
Isn't he the apartment rock star?
He's the apartment rock star. He's local from Houston, which I love, so we can collaborate in that way.
He's coming?
He is. Yep.
So what are you guys teaching?
We are not teaching. We are masterminding for the most part. So we're going to expose weaknesses and strengths from our businesses so we can level up. That's exactly what we're doing. So for whoever it's maybe on a 5-figure level or a 6-figure level and they want to go and cross that threshold to 7 and 8 figures, they're going to get to drink water from the fire hose pretty much. So we're not going to be speaking to them necessarily. We're talking to each other. They just get to witness what we talk about. Usually these things are closed doors. For the first time, we're opening the doors so everybody
can come in here and get your tricks.
That's it.
See your pain points, see your solutions.
And they can avoid those mistakes, or they can capitalize on our strengths moving forward, right? So,
hey, then you guys can follow him at Ricardo Rosales, just like it sounds, on social media.
Yes, sir.
That's just in case we forget, because now we're going to go in a little bit on how all this takes place. Because I want to know, like, for example, if I were to say, okay, I got a $500,000 sitting somewhere, how do I just how do I maximize that $500,000 in the flipping biz?
You got so many different ways to do it. You can loan the money.
Loan it to who? Flippers?
To a flipper.
What if they're terrible flippers?
Well, make sure you do your due diligence and they have a track record.
How do you do a due diligence if you don't know the flipping game?
Yeah, so they got to have enough properties that they flipped already.
Yeah, what if they lie to you? How do you verify?
No, you verify that with a HUD. Like, hey, let me see the HUDs when you bought them and when you
know to do that. I might not.
Well, you just need somebody that can guide you through that, right?
That's where it starts, huh?
Yep.
Someone to guide you.
Somebody to guide you.
I'm following you.
Right? Somebody that's legit in the business, right? Hey, this is what you look for on a guy that's flipping. That's what attracted a lot of investors to us back then. We actually had people lining up outside our office to give us their money, literally millions of dollars. And at some point, I was like, "What is this? Like, how is all this happening?" and because we had built a track record.
Yeah, you guys discovered the formula on how to do it right.
They liked also that we were fully integrated. So we were employing a lot of people on our general contracting business. A lot. You see, most of these guys they got a little bit of money, they want to help out the community, right? So they see funding our business as helping out the community, and for the most part, that was the majority of our lenders. So
in the heyday of all this, what were you driving? Were you living large or no?
No, I guess my house was probably the largest thing I had, and it wasn't all that. It was $4,500 mortgage, and I was driving a Mercedes E-Class and a truck, and that was it.
Damn, dude, you didn't splurge?
Yeah, I mean,
couple $100,000 a month, dude. You could be pimping.
You
could be popping bottles.
Let me tell a story. So we got
flying private.
I had two partners on a rental house side, okay? And we walk into a bank one day, and we're talking to the banker because we're refinancing all these loans out with long-term loans that are much cheaper, better rates. And the banker is doing an assessment on our business, and he's like, "Guys, you guys are worth like $4 or $5 million each." And one of them looks up at me. He's like, "What? You're telling me we're rich?" That's what he's saying. I'm not telling you that. That's what this guy is saying, right? Because we have built a lot of equity on these properties. See, when we bought a property, rehabbed it, and rented it, we had already captured 20 to 30% of equity on it. So if a house was worth, I don't know, $100,000, you had $30,000 of equity in there, right? I call it funny money because it's not real until you cash it, but it was there. And he was in disbelief because this guy was a W-2 employee on a corporation that made probably $100,000 and $150,000 a year, but now he's worth $4 million. That's how we found out that we had something going on. But I didn't see it as a real thing until we started actually selling some of these assets and flipping some of them to a retail buyer. We started having the wholesaling business, kicked up a little more, and it was not my priority to go spend money on stuff, like.
What was your priority?
To build a business. That was it. I was immersed in my business and take care of my family, run away from being poor because I've been poor before. Didn't grow up poor, but I found myself there at one point.
Haven't we all?
Well, I guess, I don't know. Maybe the kid with the silver spoon didn't, the guy that got the trust from their rich dad will never experience that. But I know what having more month at the end of your money looks like.
Here's my question for people. What color was their spoon?
Silver.
So was mine.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get that saying, a silver spoon in his mouth. Well, shit, weren't they all silver?
Yeah, I mean, but it wasn't handed to me.
I know, but is that supposed to insinuate rich kid, a silver spoon? Which it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so I think we need a better one than that.
Maybe we would have got.
How about a fucking grow up with a fucking like a circus for your birthday? That's to me the rich kids when you go to their birthday parties and they had fucking horses and Shetland ponies and fucking snow cone makers and you're like, what the fuck? I'd get a fucking operation game for my birthday and fucking not even a balloon. The rich kids fucking had Shetland ponies and shit, clowns, snow cone machines. They didn't have a silver spoon. We both had that.
I tell you what, man, I've seen a lot of poor people, especially in Houston, do those kind of circuses. So,
well, dude, like there were times where my dad didn't have a lot of money and there was a bunch of us kids. So like one year for Christmas, he cut a hole in my pocket so I'd have something to play with.
Did you find it?
That's what I got. No fucking gifts, just a hole in my pocket.
Now, did you find it to play with?
Oh, sure, dude.
Okay.
Dude, back in high school, they used to call me Tripod.
Oh, yeah?
Okay, just remember, dude, where yours ends, mine bends, okay?
I don't know about that.
Don't even worry about that, my friend.
I don't even want to find out.
That's good, and you won't. But I'm sure you've heard rumors. No, I'm sure.
I did ask a girl last night where Brad Lee was, and she said at the Penthouse. So
that's right. What Penthouse?
That was at the Caesar's Palace, right? Yeah.
Oh, well, I wasn't there.
We'll show you a video later.
I was not there. But if I was there.
No, I was looking for you.
If I was at Caesar's Palace, I'd be in the penthouse.
Yeah, I was looking.
That's like when I go to sporting events. You know who sits behind me?
Who?
Everyone. That's the only way to go.
Oh.
It's funny, too, because, like, normally I'll get on Instagram. I'll be like, guess who's sitting behind me? And everyone will be guessing, like, celebrities and shit. And then they'll be like, who? And I'll be like, everyone. Because I'm front row, bitch.
Front row, that's it.
Hey, so do you like to do front row?
Absolutely.
Well,
I've seen Coldplay and Guns N' Roses front row.
You set front row?
Yeah.
So, but the E-Class, you said, I ain't going S-Class. I'm a little more conservative with the cars.
No, not really. I mean, it was just the car that I had at the time. To me, it wasn't that big of a deal to upgrade.
But it didn't last long enough, apparently, for you to get in that fucking zone of spending a lot of dough.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. So it just started. You were still conservative. You were living. I mean, again, E-Class, nice car, but you're not balling in an E-Class.
No. And that's actually the car that I had before I even started growing that business. So, you see, to me, those things were never a priority. Like,
well, when I hear someone losing an 8-figure business, I always think, oh man, that sucks. Because, like, you would think 8 figures, you're rolling around in some badass cars, living in badass cribs, hanging out at badass places, going on badass vacations, and you just assume that's what's happening.
Yeah, I did go on vacations. I value that. I love going to Europe and Italy and just going around and seeing.
You were born in Venezuela.
I was born actually here in the U.S., but I was raised in Venezuela.
Oh, raised in Venezuela.
Yes,
I got
sir.
any of my motherfucking readers.
Yes, raised in Venezuela.
Let's see, folks. Born in Atlanta, Georgia, and raised in Venezuela. 17-year-old, moved to Miami, then dropped out of college, worked on a family business, joined the Navy, got stationed in Ingleside, Texas, worked in engine rooms and what have you.
Yep.
During those 4 years, you were awarded 3 Navy and Marine Corps Achievement Medals, huh?
Yes, sir.
For what?
High performance.
I'll be damned.
Yep.
You ever hear the story about the nuclear submarine where they need to get it fixed? So the dude walks in, freaking makes a little tap, submarine starts up, leaves. They get the bill. The U.S. government gets the bill. It says like $1 million. And the sub captain says, "Are you nuts, bro? You were here like 5 fucking minutes, dude. You tapped on a fucking thing and walked out of here. How is this $1 million?" The guy said, "Give me the invoice."
Yeah.
So he took the invoice and he scratched it out and he wrote fucking tapping $1, knowing where to tap $999,999.
Absolutely.
That's the working smart. That's the achievement awards.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Then you weren't rich then, obviously. You were winning awards, but you weren't rich in the military. That's for damn sure.
Nope.
So then after that, you, boom, just jumps to 37, got laid off and decided to say, I'm going to get into real estate.
I actually got into real estate while I was in corporate. On
the side, how'd you get into it? Someone talk you into it?
No, I watched TV, man. I was watching a show on TV, Flip This House, and I used to work.
How old are you?
42.
See, where was I? Because I never got into real estate. And now I'm pissed. Because, dude, if I'd have gotten real estate back in my day, shit, I'd own like freaking acreage.
But it's never too late.
Oh, I know. Well, I'm getting into real estate now.
That's why I asked you.
It's never too late. But real estate isn't the only game nowadays.
No, there's plenty of games.
You got the old Bitcoin, the NFTs. You got any kind of cash flow as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I know someone who opened up a P.O. box, a shipping store. Just put, let's say, 1,000 slots on a wall and sold them for $29 a month. It's called a P.O. box.
Yeah.
1,000 slots on a wall, $2,000 rent, $29,000 recurring monthly income.
That's it.
And people don't cancel P.O. boxes usually.
Ah.
So, like, dude, that's to me shit. That's better than a house. I ain't flipping shit. I'm renting some place in a damn strip mall. I'm slapping 1,000 slots on the wall, putting a lock on it, calling it cool. How many of those you want? How many can you afford? Well, shit, at $2,000 a pop. A little bit of build out. Shit, you could put $5,000 in a mail store and make $29,000 a month. If you put $5,000 in a piece of real estate, what do you get?
Nothing.
You get dick.
Just maybe a little down payment.
I think real estate, I think the reason I never really looked at real estate is because I always thought it took something to get involved. Like, in other words, like, oh, shit, you better have good credit and you better have a chunk of money, which I never had, either one of those.
No, but that's not necessarily true. You could actually do great in real estate because you're a closer. And
Well, now looking back, I should have been in real estate this whole time, dude. I'd be a billionaire right now. I'd be a land mogul.
you probably would be a billionaire.
I'd probably be a slumlord too, at least one division, because I wouldn't be buying these A properties. I'd be buying these B and C properties, going in, buying them, installing garbage service and getting 75 more a month, then taking that same ROI increase and then going and reevaluate the property, take a loan on the bitch and cash out $2 million every time I wrote a freaking contract.
You can actually get them all owner finance to you, and now you just got unlimited amount of funds to do it.
Yeah, see, I just got to get in and take a deeper look.
Yeah.
So, anybody listening to this wants to get into this, should they reach out to you?
Absolutely.
Why, are you looking for money and or students? What are you looking for?
Joint ventures. We love doing joint ventures.
What about the apartment rock star? You got anything going with him?
Not yet.
Because he wants to do shit.
Yeah,
or you guys compete, kind of.
Not really.
What if there's a deal and they're like, hey, the apartment rock star is making an offer? Do you go, fuck?
Yeah, he would probably be a client to us from a wholesaling perspective. We'll just sell him the deal. And
you have apartment buildings, wholesale?
I don't. I have a small units like fiplex.
All residential?
Triplex. Yes. Yeah, we focus on the residential side, not necessarily apartments. We are building a boat and RV storage. So
see, now that's cash flow.
That's cash flow. That's what we're doing it for. So
yeah,
no toilets, no ACs.
Nothing to break.
Nothing
no broken
to break.
Shitters.
That's it.
You know another good one? Storage.
Yep.
Storage, warehousing. You go get a big building with 10 walls. Steel, tin. No AC, no nothing. Just you want to keep your shit out of the rain? Dude, that place will fill up. Storage.
They actually do, man. If you see there's like some storage units, they have these mini warehouses that they rent for like the small contractors and guys like that. Those things are fully occupied.
Yeah.
100%.
So to me, that's why when I say real estate, is that real estate? I call that business.
It is a business. It just happens to be attached to real estate. That's it.
Well, the only real estate that I know and kind of understand well enough to do it is just your basic, buy a piece of property, rent it out, and rent it out for more than you're paying for it.
Mm-hmm.
Cash flow.
Yep.
Is there any other kind?
There's all kinds. Like,
have you ever had like where you had to pay the rent because they weren't going to, and like multiple people did that, and now you're like, fuck, I ain't got the rent either?
That happened to me in between 2008 and 2012.
Well, what'd you do?
I had to float the rent.
What if you didn't have it?
I was cash flow negative. Well, I had it, so I paid for it.
Well, luckily you had it.
Yeah.
That's what I was afraid of, is getting too far in. That's why when you said leverage, I thought, oh, that's what happens. So like, let's say collectively 80,000 to the bank for your properties, and you only collected 12, and it's like, where's the other 68? And you're like, I ain't got it. Well, what do you do then?
Yeah, so that happened to me.
These bastards ain't paying their rent, dude. Government says they don't have to pay their rent. It's COVID. Give me a break.
Actually, this actually happened way before COVID, because this is in between 2008 and 2012. We had a lot of D properties and C properties. And
well, D is like straight shithole, isn't it?
But we fixed them up right, So now these properties,
Why is that funny? Well, I mean, a D property's got to be like a straight ghetto shithole.
I'll tell you what. Now,
dude, listen, I've seen B properties and C properties are starting to get a little welfare.
So what we did is,
once you drop below C, that's D.
So we turned them from D to C.
Is there E?
No.
So D's the very bottom.
That's it.
The shittiest properties you can get.
That's it.
And then you are you buying them at distressed prices?
Absolutely.
So you go into the D's, make them badass, do a little refurb, and then turn them into B's?
To
C's.
Yeah, because
have you ever considered this, my friend? Look for houses that are 2-bedroom, 1-bath. Most of the time, not worth the flip.
Yeah.
Go get this contractor service that allows you to make it a 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
Yeah.
So you flip it, but you add a bedroom and a bathroom, increase the square footage, and make it instantly more in demand, and boom.
I did that more times than you can count. That's what I used to look for.
A lot of people don't understand how to do that.
I used to look for, you see, most people want the 3-2-2s. I don't do what most people do.
I know, but if you go find the 2 ones that nobody wants, Make them 3-2s.
Exactly. So that's my point. Most people want the 3-2-2s. I don't do what most people do. I want to go the other way.
What'd you get?
I get like the 2-1s, even the 1-1s.
Did you sell them as 2-1s?
We rented them. They cash flow pretty good.
Yeah, but why didn't you just pop 30 G's, 40 G's into them and turn them into 3-2s, rent them for more?
No, it takes more than that. The construction cost is a little bit higher.
What if I could show you how to do it for $50K or less?
Well, I'm all ears.
I'm
always learning.
See? Business happens when conversations go down.
That's it.
I'm trying to sound like Barry White. Sometimes I get DMs and it's the wife telling me, my husband, I got to listen to your dumb ass while my husband goes to sleep. And they're sending me a DM to say, thank God your voice is soothing. So I'm like, okay, so I got to be soothing. This could be putting someone to bed right now. I sound like Pat Hilton.
No, Pat Hilton has the
rapid reset room.
I guess the strip joint voice.
Oh, yeah. Hello, everybody. I'm Pat Hilton.
That's it.
Tiffany's coming up on stage 5. Don't forget to tip your dancers, and don't forget to tip your bartenders and waitresses. My name's Pat Hilton. I'll be here all night. Back to you, Tiffany. Amber on stage 12. Yeah, that's old Pat Hilton, who's, by the way, in the audience, studio audience. You just can't see him.
Yeah.
He's trying to laugh quietly. And then we got, what's your name? What? Keyon. Keyon in the audience, folks. Where they follow you at? Keyon what? See, I never would have spelled it that way. But there you go, R-A-Z-I.
Yeah.
See, Ricardo's thinking, why the fuck you bringing him into this deal?
I don't care.
He don't care. You don't care, dude. You're like me, dude. You want other people to win. I can tell.
Always.
You're like a good, happy dude.
Always.
That's why I think a lot of the good fortune's coming back. You know, and I think you lost it due to a hurricane, not being over leveraged. You were over leveraged, but guess what? Over leverage me, motherfucker. Over leverage me. Like, anybody want to loan me millions and millions? I'll take them all.
Hey, I don't regret it.
Loan me hundreds of millions of dollars right now. I'll sign for it. Hundreds. Is that over leveraged?
No.
Billions.
It depends on what your business looks like.
If I owe billions of dollars, am I over leveraged?
It depends on what your business looks like in your cash flow, right? So
No. It's all debt.
If it's all debt, yeah, absolutely.
Am I over leveraged?
I think so.
I'd love to be over leveraged then.
Perfect.
To owe billions and billions means you control billions and billions.
That's how I saw myself back then.
Why? Well, that is the truth.
Yeah.
Like, dude, anybody listen to this podcast want to loan me hundreds of millions or even billions, I'm a taker. And by the way, I got an 830 credit score. I'll even pay you back if I can.
Yeah.
But if I can't, whoop.
Well,
what do you want me to do? Hurricane hit us. Got kicked in the rucksack.
So one thing we figured was how to make the same amount of money without
Work with me. I'll get you your money eventually.
Absolutely. But one thing we figured was how to make money, the same amount of money, without having to be leveraged like that.
No, I'm messing with you, dude. You're just trying to figure out a smarter way to do it.
That's it.
You're finding your way.
Yeah.
And then one of these days, someone's going to be like, well, you can rebuild it this way too. But I'm a risk taker.
I am too.
I'm a gunslinger.
Oh, I am too.
Like, I could have got my dick kicked in with the deal you're talking about and the hurricane, and I would have said, ow! And then when I came back, I'd have said, anybody still want to loan me millions and millions and millions? I'll take them again. Looks like business is good. Water looks warm.
Yeah.
Anybody want to go in with me? And I'd be fucking leveraging my ass off.
If I had to build the same type of business that I had back then, I would probably just choose a different city. That's it. It would have never happened in San Antonio, which is only 3 hours away from Houston, right?
Well, dude, ain't nothing in San Antonio except paste picante sauce.
Believe it or not, there's a lot of stuff in San Antonio.
I'm messing with you, but you ain't seen the commercial?
Nah, I don't watch TV, man.
There's like, where's paste picante sauce from? It says San Antonio. San Antonio? Paste picante sauce, dude.
I don't know.
I'm doing a free commercial for them right now. Why? Well, they're fucking pretty decent.
Pretty good?
Yeah, just go get some tortillas and a paste picante sauce and freaking.
I'll have to go try that
it's
out.
It's like lunch. You've never had paste picante sauce?
Not that I'm aware of.
And you're from Houston?
Yeah.
Dude, in Venezuela, so that's not Spanish.
Yeah, Spanish.
It's
like
farther down, isn't it?
Like South America, right?
I was bad at biography.
Yeah. Biography?
Yeah.
Or geography.
No, I'm bad at biography, dude. I don't know where countries are.
Yeah, so South America, man, right on the top. You should know because Venezuela has got
But it's not,
the most Miss
I didn't say you
Universes.
didn't speak Spanish.
Oh, I speak.
You're Latin, Venezuelan.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, what are you though?
So I'm both.
Because like if somebody's from Colombia, they're not Mexican. They're Colombian.
No, they're Colombians.
Yeah. So if you're from Venezuela,
Venezuelan.
you're not Spanish. Spanish is
No,
from Spain.
Venezuelan.
Mexicans are from Mexico.
No, I thought you meant like Spanish as is the language. So
yeah,
no,
Spanish.
yeah, that's what.
But still, there's a difference between Spain Spanish and Mexican Spanish.
Every country is different. Actually.
In Spain, they have
yeah,
like it's Barcelona, and I wonder why they don't say Spain.
España. No, they say España, right? So
Do they?
Yeah.
See, I take the other one. What's the other one? Mexican Spanish?
Nice. Is that you see every country's got their own.
How does a Venezuelan accent show up if you're talking to someone from Mexico?
Absolutely, 100%. They're gonna know. Actually, within Venezuela, there's like 3 different accents.
When did you come back from Venezuela?
17.
17 years old?
Yes, sir.
Did you speak English at all?
A little bit, yeah. I used to go to school there, English, and my dad spoke to me in English. So
Now, your dad was in insurance.
he's still in insurance.
And he's doing well.
Very well.
Yeah, insurance is a good biz. Why didn't you get in insurance?
I wanted to, but he wanted me to go to college. You see, I didn't want to go to college.
I wonder why dads do that. Like, I wonder why, as parents, we want them to go to college. Like, if someone said, do you want your kids to go to college, Brad? I do, for one reason, though. Experience and relationships.
Yeah.
Not the education so much. They don't need education, and half the people teaching there don't know shit anyway. The real shit happens in the real world. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather my kids, if they're going to learn, like, just go get in there and learn. Don't go to college and waste time learning.
Yeah.
But go to college and build relationships and network, and you'll have a way easier time building like a life. Don't you agree?
I agree 100%.
So everyone always asks, what my opinion of college is. That's what it is. I think people should go. And if you're in college right now and you're listening to this, stay there. You already started something, man. Finish what you start. But don't waste time there. Build relationships, network, party, get laid, do what you got to do to make sure your whole life is like, that's a chapter in it, and you've made business connections and perhaps life connections.
100%.
That's when it's worth it.
So I have a daughter. She's 23, and when she was going from high school to college, I asked her, "Do you really want to go to college?" She's like, "Yes, Dad. I think that's what I want to do." And I was like, "Why? Why you want to go to college?" "Well, because I want to study music." So you see, just to be a musician, you don't have to go to college, right? You can just play or sing. She's a singer. But she's like, "No, I really want to study music as a subject." I said, "Okay, perfect, then go to college, right? But don't go to college because your mom is telling you to go to college or because I'm saying go to college." I was just making sure she was going to go to college for the right reasons.
How long you been with your wife?
With my wife right now since...
You said right now.
Yeah.
So it's another one?
Yeah, I remarried. So
you've been married twice?
I've been married twice.
23-year-old from the first or the second?
Yes, the first one. With the second one, we've been together for 12 years now, and we have 2 little kids.
That's a damn long time, too.
Oh, yeah.
3 little kids.
2.
2 little
ones.
kids.
Yeah, 2 little ones.
How old?
Maximo is 5, and Manuela is 2.
See, so you got a brand new one running around.
That's it, man. I love it.
But they're fun, aren't they?
They're very.
After about like when they're born, I like them because the mom takes care of them mainly.
Yeah.
Then when they get old enough to wipe their own butt, I'll take them back over.
Right. You know what? I get up in the mornings, man, and that's what I'm grateful about. I look at them, and that's the first thing I'm grateful for is for those 2 kids, and for my daughter too, my 23-year-old, right?
Yeah, but she's an adult now. See, I have 6 kids. 4 of them are adults. So whenever I'm talking about my kids, people are like, "Well, you got more than 2." Yeah, but not anymore.
Yeah.
Like they're adults now. You got kids?
Yeah, you think about the little ones.
Like when people say, "You got kids?" Yeah, I got 2. Well, when they're like, "Well, they're your kids." They're full fucking grown, man. They're friends now. Like they're people. Like I know them. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're not your kids anymore.
How old are the grown ones?
The fullest grown is 35.
Shit, are you that old?
52.
Well, you started young like me, I guess.
Yeah.
They're actually quite fun, man. I went to Coachella with my daughter, 23 years old, and
Where'd you go?
Coachella. You know, you went there too?
Yeah, I was planning a launch on one of my products there.
Oh yeah. Well, I went there, man, and it was quite an experience. I wouldn't do it again. But
would you ever plan a launch there?
I wouldn't probably go back there ever.
Not even to launch a product?
It depends. If it has to do with music, possibly.
You'd launch a CD career?
Maybe, but but there's
Dude, I love your accent.
There's so
when
much,
I'm saying launch, you're hearing what you say. What do you say?
like launching it, like
Yeah, like what does a rocket do? When it goes
launch
to the
it,
moon?
launch it, right?
That's hilarious, dude. It's called launch.
Launch.
Yeah, say rocket launch.
See, launch to me is having lunch.
No, that's lunch.
Lunch, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, it's lunch.
see,
Launch.
that's how you can tell I'm not from here, right?
I know, but it's a cool accent. It almost makes people want to listen.
He used to
That's
work.
probably why your podcast is popular, because they're like they love the accent.
He used to work back in the day for other reasons, though. But
You almost sound like Ricky Ricardo. Where was he from?
yeah, I don't know.
Remember Lucy?
Yeah,
Anyway, the wholesaling business is still popping. You can get into it right now and make a ton of dough.
yeah. Any of those businesses.
I think my man Ricardo's just a little bit gun shy, though. Maybe this conversation put a little thought in the head to where on the way home you'll be thinking, man, what do they fucking mean by that? Like, man, I guess he's right. Next thing you know, I'll call you in 6 months. You'll be broke. I'll be like, what happened? You'll be like, fuck it, I was too leveraged.
No,
I'll be like, fuck, I convinced you to go get a bunch of leverage and it whacked you again. Don't listen to me. I've never been in the business. Like, I dabble in it. Like, I own a few things and with other people. I don't own anything myself. I don't fucking collect rent. I don't fix toilets. I don't do shit.
that's probably the best way to do it.
That's the only way to do it. Now, again, I think to do it any bigger, you got to be full time. So I'd rather invest or go with someone like you that is full time and just say, give me a little piece of all the money you're making.
That's correct.
And that's how you get leverage, though. Because if I give you my money and you're using it, isn't that what leverage is?
It is leverage.
Yeah. So you don't want any leverage.
Not necessarily. Not on the flipping side. You see, I don't want those loans again, like 10% loans and that kind. That's
10%, dude. Money's 2%.
Yes, but when you're flipping, there's no 2% money.
Why? You getting hard money or something?
Yeah, it's all hard money. It's all private money, hard money wise.
You can't just go borrow $100,000 from the bank.
You can only grow so far like that. You have to go with a highly.
If you're doing volume,
Yes, you're doing volume. You got to go.
What about a real estate investor? They want 10% on their money.
The guy lending the money out?
Yeah.
Most likely, yeah. 8%, 10%, 12% in some cases.
A year, or it doesn't take a year to flip?
A year. No, but the job of the lender is to turn that money 2 or 3 times a year. So now they're
I know,
getting,
but like if I handed you $500,000 to go flip 5 houses,
let's say
10 houses.
No, that's not enough.
Dude, flips don't cost more than $50K. What are you flipping? Mansions?
Yeah, but you're buying the house too, right? Like you got to buy the property itself. A bank is not going to loan money on properties that are distressed.
No, I'm talking about just flipping the house, not buying the house.
You have to buy and flip.
I'm assuming you already own it to flip it.
No, it doesn't work like that. Not on the business we had. We were
What do you
buying.
mean? You have to buy the house to flip it. You wouldn't flip a stranger's house, would you?
Hell no.
Right. So I assumed you already own the house. So like, for example, let's say you bought the house and it's just a little shitter. Okay. $140,000 you paid for it.
Yeah.
Now you need $50,000 to flip that bitch and fix it up and sell it for $240,000.
Yeah.
Isn't that how it works?
No.
Well, how do you do it then?
You have to you borrow the money for buying the property and rehabbing it.
So you're borrowing the whole shebang
100%.
in cash?
Yeah.
Banks won't loan you the money on the house?
No,
Why?
they can give you some lines of credits and all that, but it takes time to build that.
But why wouldn't a bank
because-
loan you the money on the house?
Because a bank doesn't want to take the liability on their books. Like they only want to put money on things that are ready to go. They don't want to put money on things that are not ready to go. And a flip is not ready to go. A flip is a house that's distressed. Might have.
What if I'm the bank?
That's why the people turn into private lenders, right? Now you become the bank.
Yeah, see, now I'm just learning right now because like maybe I'm a private lender is what I'm willing to
And that's
do.
what I mentioned earlier. Hey, maybe you go the lending route because now you can start loaning.
Well, I'd still want liens on the
You're
property.
going to be on first position. No other way.
So I say I buy that bitch for 140.
Yep.
We're going to drop 50 in it.
Right.
So now I give you 190 and 3 months later we sell it for 240. There's a 60 grand profit and I say gulp.
Yep.
And you end up walking with 20K and I end up with the rest because it was my upfront.
Right. But there are guys that do it that way. I didn't do it that way. I didn't have to. I only pay you like a percentage and that was it.
What kind of percentage? Well, I need my money back.
Well, you'll get it back as soon as I sell it.
Right, so there's 100%.
Or refinance it, right?
But that now, how much of the profit am I getting?
So the way we structure it
50-50?
No, the way we structure it back then, no, because then I become your employee. And
that's what I'm talking about.
I don't like doing
that. These are my new sound effects. See, Pat's in heaven over there.
Yeah, no.
He's like, mix in the voice and you'll have yourself a studio.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's, and there are guys that actually work that model, right? But they're just working for you at that point.
Well, yeah, I mean, because they don't have the money.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing. Like, I have the money. I don't want to do the work. That's the problem. So when this podcast drops, I'm going to get 1,000 people saying, give me the money. Give me the money. Right. Well, that's the thing. Like, I'd have to trust who has my fucking money. Like, I need to know, like, dude, these guys flip 20 houses a month with or without my money, and they know how to do it, and they're successfully doing it, which is usually the ones that don't want your fucking money, like you.
Exactly. So if you're going to find somebody who's going to use your money, you're going to do it on their terms, most likely, because now they have track record. You vetted them.
Yeah.
They're legit. These guys can give you a return. Your money's not at risk, right? But if you go and you said, hey, let's do this 50-50 thing, I'm looking at you like you're crazy. I'm not going to do that.
Why? You could say you're partnered with the real Bradley.
If that
I've got the best clubhouse room on the planet.
If that would fill my ego, maybe I'll do it, but it doesn't really do it, right? So
damn. Yeah. I thought that'd fucking swing it.
Nah, man.
What if I invite you in and make you a moderator in my clubhouse room?
Only if I'm a moderator.
Are you in Clubhouse yet?
Yeah, I'm in there.
See, dude, I don't understand Clubhouse at
but
all.
I
mean, I do understand it, but dude, like how many people have time to be on Clubhouse all motherfucking day? Guess what? The ones that are making money there all day.
From the Clubhouse.
That's what they're there for. So if you recognize someone's on Clubhouse all day, it's because that's their job.
100%.
They're making money to be on Clubhouse, or they couldn't be there all day. Yeah. See, and I don't make money, or at least the majority of it, I don't make it on Clubhouse. Like, dude, Clubhouse would have to be freaking, just paying me stupid amounts of money
to be there all day.
To be there all day, because I got shit that if I ain't paying attention to, it's gonna slow down more than Clubhouse would pay. So I pop in now and again. But what about the 24/7 bastards?
If I see somebody there all day long,
let's call it 24/7.
If I see a 24/7 one, right?
No, my question is 7. I said 7.
7. Okay. If I see one of those guys, my question is, do they have a real business? How the hell do you have a real business by being there all day long?
Unless that is your business.
That is correct. If that's your business, perfect.
Dude, you're funny. Like I'll try to throw him a curveball. He just doesn't even phase. Just rolls right through.
Man, I grew up getting bullied and shit.
Yeah, but you never had an interview where dude was just crazy like me, have you?
No.
And it's like it's not that I'm crazy. What am I? What do you think?
Oh, you're real.
Yeah, see, real. Bam.
Yeah, you're real.
Real. Why? Well, because dude, that's what people want. I think nowadays is authenticity and real. Like people want to know real shit. Like, oh my God, I can't believe Brad said that. I can't believe Brad asked that. Well, why not? It pops in my head. Me and you were just having a conversation, and at the end of the day, the people listening, the bomb squad, they're picking shit up, dude. There's people right now that already are leveraged. You've already helped them. Like they're thinking, ooh, shit, I better get. How if someone's already leveraged? How do they get out of leverage? Start selling off the assets,
or start paying them off.
But I mean, if you had all these assets, could you just start getting rid of them and exiting out of them and taking that, baby money? Don't let it grow, and then reinvest after you're out.
Yeah, I mean, reinvest it somewhere else or buy more. Maybe you learn something now on better assets that you can put your money on. Maybe different areas, like go to a different town or a different city. The United States is pretty damn big.
Dude, so what else do you do? Because I know you got a big podcast and you do a bunch of things. It's not just real estate, is it?
Everything is related to real estate.
You got a car dealership or something?
Not yet. I'm working on it. I'm about to close the deal.
Then you're going to be in the car biz too?
I'm not going to be in the car business. I'm going to be in the real estate business for the car dealerships. So that's a different story.
I gotcha.
So I'm getting that dealership, and I'm chopping it up in pieces, and I'm putting different dealers in it, and I'm creating an ecosystem on it. So
that might be a tough sell. Only because if I'm a car dealer, and I used to be one.
Yeah.
Well, technically, I'm still one. I own an RV dealership, right, which is technically a car dealership. We just choose not to mess with cars.
Yes.
But we could.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to be in a big old warehouse filled with other car dealers because now I'm driving traffic to me, and then that dickhead happens to have the shit I need.
You see, you're not my client. My client is the little guy.
I am a little guy. So
no, the little guy, he's buying little cars at the auction for $2,000, $4,000, $5,000 bucks.
Doesn't matter, dude. Trust me when I tell you, you better be aware of this. People are not going to want to drive traffic to their store and find your ass right across the street from me with fucking inventory.
Well,
why? Because, dude, if I'm coming to check out a car, you got me to come.
Right.
And now I notice, fucking Pat, which is now your competitor, in the same fucking building, has 4 cars that are nicer than yours. And I say, and I buy his. You're going to go, fuck that. I'm not bringing people here anymore because old fucking Pat's got cars. And it's like they come in and they start getting fucking overwhelmed with all these options. So I'm just saying.
Possibly, yeah.
No, that will be what happens unless you're driving the traffic. In other words, if I can bring my cars next to Pat's and I sell cars to your traffic because you built almost like a hippie commune car dealer.
That's exactly probably what it is.
Yeah, where everybody's like just hanging out. No one really gives a shit. Hey, look around, man. Oh, you're going to buy from Pat? Awesome. Me and him smoke weed together. We're buddies.
Yeah.
You know, if you're giving it to Pat, that's cool. He's a good dude. He'll be over here with beer later. Hey, no, I'm just joking.
look. So we're actually going to have some food trucks in there too.
But all kidding aside, Ricardo, it's the traffic that'll make that win. So you got to factor in how do I bring in the traffic? Because if you're talking to me and I'm a little guy, yes, I'll rent a spot because you have people coming to look for cars, and I'm looking for those people. If I don't know how to generate traffic, I don't know how to put it on Facebook or Craigslist, I don't want people at my house because there's murderers going down, then I would. Because I can't afford my own lot, but I can afford your little slot, and you've got customers coming, not that I'm bringing.
So most of these guys, they figured out how to sell these cars on the marketplace, online. That's how they're getting their clients. So when the client goes, they're just negotiating a price on the vehicle itself.
Yeah. Well, why do I need to be in your place then?
Because it's safer. We can do transfer title there.
For the Craigslist murderers.
Yeah, it is safer. I mean, like we had this one guy. He has a dealer where he's flipping 20 to 30 cars a month right now, and one of his cars got stolen from where he had it at. Right, and they don't have security cameras. It's not locked up. It's just a piece of dirt, and there's 100 of them out there, right, in Houston, and he was bent out of shape because he lost a lot of profit on one car. Why is that? He did not have it in the right lot, right? So it has its pros and cons. Yeah, I get it. Maybe I go see your Mustang and I like the freaking Camaro better, and boom, I just lost the sale because of that. It's possibly.
But no, that will happen.
It will happen, yeah.
But it depends on whose customer. I'm not pissed if it was your customer that chose his over mine. I am pissed if I bring my customer with my money, my dollar, my ad, brings them in, and then loses them because of the neighbors. I'd just move out of your building and I'd just go freaking bring them home. Why? Because there ain't all his cars at my house. But I would be focusing on the Craigslist killers. Because again, folks, there could be someone listening to this right now who happens to be a Craigslist killer or considering to be.
By the way,
are you considering murdering somebody on Craigslist? I would urge you to go get help and turn yourself in before you actually do anything stupid.
What about the Clubhouse?
And in Clubhouse. No, but I mean, think about it, dude. I make fun of it, but it's true, dude. People have been murdered on Craigslist. Do you know that? Like, hey, I want to come check out your car. And someone says, oh, okay, cool. Hey, honey, this guy's going to come by at 5. I'll be getting home at 5:30. Just show him the car. You know, and the girl said, "Oh, okay." And so she's home. And at 5, the doorbell rings. She's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Let me see the car." They go out. Does it work? Does it start? Yeah. Boom. Started up the car. Killed the girl, and took the fucking car.
Happens to agents in real estate all the time.
What you wanted to fucking sell your own car that badly? Like, that's where, if I'm a car dealership, I'm closing people on, dude. You do not want to sell your own shit.
Yeah.
And you definitely don't want to give out your fucking home address to some whack job looking for your car on Craigslist. Like, I don't even know how Craigslist in business when there's whacks going on. There's Craigslist murders happening. Or is that just a wives' tale?
Well, it happens to real estate agents too, right?
Yeah, but is it urban? It does?
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean?
Real estate agents go show a house from somebody that calls the listing, and next thing you know, the agent is missing for days. And he's usually a female.
Really?
Right? Yeah.
Really?
Yes,
Tell the truth.
It happens. I'm telling you the
I'd
truth.
have to Google that.
Oh, yeah.
Man,
happens.
see, I would not want to be in real estate if I were
an
a girl
agent,
or
an
a very weak individual man.
An agent. Actually, I have a few girl, friends that they're packing, man. They're
Absolutely.
They're carrying a gun
and
around.
in Houston, that's normal.
Yeah.
How is it living in Texas? No more masks?
Right now, not really. Everybody's using it, but
What do you mean? I heard Texas went full blown no masks.
Yeah, but the businesses are still requiring people
What?
to put it on. Yeah,
dude, are you shitting me?
I am. I'm
like
not.
Collectively?
Not everyone, right?
Dude, listen, folks. If you're listening to me, pay attention. Be the one that says mask optional. Anybody wants to complain that someone isn't wearing a mask, they're welcome to leave your business. If somebody wearing a mask is offended that other people are, they're welcome to leave your business. That's what I would do. But as soon as the government said no more masks, dude, no more fucking masks. Like, you guys want to roll in here without a mask? Cool. With a mask? Cool. I don't care. Like, I personally don't care. Now, if I walk into a business and they're like, "Sir, we need you to wear a mask," I instantly know I don't want to support that business because they're afraid, in my opinion, of a fucking flu. So, like, if my breath is going to fucking contaminate your whole fucking environment, you don't want my money that bad. Because guess what, dude? You wearing a mask at Lightspeed? Did anyone tell you to wear a mask?
Nope.
And this is Nevada, and we're supposed to. But guess what, dude? You want to wear a mask? Fucking wear one. I don't care if you do or you don't, but guess what? The masks most people are wearing, folks.
To me, they don't work.
This is probably going to make it, we got to stop talking to this. It won't get viral on YouTube. But at the end of the day, dude, the masks that most people are wearing do not work. In other words, they don't work. Okay, so making me wear a mask when my nose is hanging out and all the gaps that are off to the side, it's like, nope, COVID only goes straight.
Not only that, Brad, but you take the mask off and you put.
Dude, if you can smell a fart, COVID can get through.
Absolutely. Or you take the mask off and you put it on the table. Who's not to say that somebody spitting on the table before, right? And then you grab the mask again, put it on.
That's my point. So again, if masks works, just for clarity for people listening, because I know there's going to be a bunch of freaking Karens all butthurt about what I'm saying. My grandmother died from COVID.
Yeah.
Look, I get people died from COVID, and it makes me fucking feel bad. But people died from the flu 2 years ago, and nobody gave a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know someone died from the flu. Did you? Like, when I started hearing, well, you can die from the flu, I'm like, you can die from the flu? And it's like, yeah, people die from the flu. Well, then I'm watching Tony Robbins, and he says, and he has researchers and shit, so I just believe him. He may be full of shit. But he said there's the same amount of deaths now as there was pre, which means how come more people didn't die? The same amount of people died for the last 10 fucking years. Like, in other words, deaths are the same. Well, we had a big COVID scare. Well, then where'd all the deaths? How come new deaths didn't happen? It's new.
Well,
I'll tell you why. Because flu deaths disappeared and COVID deaths increased. Why? Well, because the hospital and the government were paying for COVID deaths. It was like a money game.
You could have died from cancer or from some other shit, and they just called it COVID.
Or whatever. So again, to me, I just believe that. Now, am I crazy? Do I think conspiracy? No. I think sometimes bureaucracy is stupid, and I think people take advantage of it. If I'm a hospital and I know that he's dying from the flu, it's just the normal flu. However, you'll give me $50,000 if it's COVID suspected. All I just got to do is suspect it and mark it, and I get 50. I'd be like, he died of what?
COVID.
The flu? Did he cough? Yeah, that could have been fucking COVID.
Yeah.
And I just count it COVID. It's just like that. Boom, $50K. I'm taking advantage of the loopholes as well. Yeah. So I think when everybody when people are really afraid of this virus, good, go get a shot, wear a mask, get back into society. But protect yourself. Stay home. Like if anybody barges into your home without a mask, they should be in prison. They should that's against, no. I'm not for that. What I'm for is let everybody decide for themselves.
What's good for them.
Period.
That's it.
And I was about to move to Texas when I heard, oh, they're full-blown no masks. Now you're telling me, oh, no, everybody's still wearing masks there.
Yeah, a lot of businesses are requiring
But are there any that are not?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, then those I would patronize.
Yes.
Because if I walk into your store and you tell me I got to wear a mask to shop here, I just won't shop there.
Yeah, me neither.
Because it's stupid. That's why. It's not. I don't care about other people, dude. They don't work. You're being dumb. Like for example, I walk into a restaurant literally from here to you, and there is a hostess.
Yes.
Now from here to you, I have to wear a mask, or I am not allowed to come in there, and you will not serve me. However, as I'm walking up to you, there is a table right there with people with no masks, all of them. Because the table's it's a small restaurant. You walk in there, man, there's people right there to my, not 6 feet away eating without a mask. But yet I cannot come in without a mask. That's stupid, man.
It is.
That's stupid. So I don't want stupid. I do want safety. I don't want stupid.
Yeah.
And there's stupid out there.
There is.
What do you think of that?
How
did we get on masks? Now this is going to get fucking violated, and YouTube's going to delete it.
Yeah. I play the game. I'll call it that way, right? So if there is a place I want to go for some reason and I got to wear a mask, I'll put on the damn mask. It doesn't bother me.
Hey, that's what I do.
It does not bother me.
I am not one of those motherfuckers that are going to fight about it, but I do think it's unfair, and I also think it's stupid. Why? Dude, I've been all over since COVID, since day one.
Shit, I've been all over during COVID.
Me too. That's what I'm saying. I haven't stopped doing anything. I've never wore a mask. Yes, I started brushing my teeth. Yes, I social distance a little bit more.
Yeah.
That's it. Don't have COVID. Don't know anybody with COVID. Actually, I'm wrong. My assistant, Maria, had COVID, tested for COVID. You know what happened? She went home. She said she had a little bit of a body ache, and 3 days later, she felt better. And then however long it was supposed to be, 10 days later,
quarantine.
She had no COVID. Come back to work.
Yeah.
So, why is everybody panicking about that?
Media.
I think it might be because it's just as harmful as the flu was.
I think it's just the media, man. They're just trying to. They got to sell something.
I wish I knew, man. I wish I had the answer. But let's go back real quick because I want to make sure. I want to make sure people go to your event.
Right.
So that's Houston, April 30th through May 2nd.
That is correct.
And it's just a mastermind. It's a lot of smart people doing a lot of big numbers. So if you're smaller and you want to do big numbers, you should buy tickets.
That is correct.
And if you're going already, because there's a bunch of people going already in Houston, dude, I can't wait. It's gonna be fun, folks. Go follow at Ricardo M. Rosales. Do yourself a favor, and as always, and then also check out his Real Estate Entrepreneurs podcast. Apple, iTunes, all them places.
All over.
Go check this dude out, folks. You're a good dude, Ricardo. Didn't even let me throw you a curveball.
Appreciate you, Brad.
Man, appreciate you coming all the way out here for this. Folks, as always, keep it real.
Dropping bombs with the real Brad Lea. Subscribe now.